Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today, I will be talking to a fellow YouTube vlogger and horror fan. Her name is Amy Blair, but you all know her as Amy from Amy's Autopsy Report. And we're going to be talking tonight about, how she became a YouTube vlogger, her favorite horror movies, and just her relationship with horror in general. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. She's pretty cool. She seems really fun and has um, really, I would say, probably nerd-like approach to her horror fandom. So yeah, here's my interview with Amy Blair.
Hey.
Hey, Amy, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks a lot for asking me to be on.
Absolutely. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, there's a lot of static here. Can you hear that?
Not really.
You can't?
No.
It's like really, I'm hearing a lot of static feedback.
That's weird. Well, thanks for taking the time tonight. I've started watching your videos in the last few months or so, and I think you're pretty cool. You sure love your horror. So how did it begin for you? I mean, did you love horror at an early age?
Well, thanks for watching my videos. I appreciate that, and for asking me to be a part of this. I noticed all of your, or the majority of your other guests have all been horror celebrities. Yeah, I mean, I started liking and watching horror at a very young age. I was probably, I would say around 6.
Wow.
And I saw Jaws. It was on television when I saw it, and I loved it. And another one, I can't remember exactly which was the first horror film I ever saw, but it was either Jaws or Creature from the Black Lagoon or Night of the Living Dead. So it was one of those 3. I saw all those really young, and that's kind of how it started. I mean, my parents also like horror movies too, so I'm guessing it was kind of on in the background, and I just paid attention.
Nice. Yeah, my first horror movie was The Shining when I was about 2 years old.
Oh my gosh.
About 2 years old or so. It scared the shit out of me, and I remember we had it taped on this Kovac VHS tape, and in 1987 we re-recorded it. We re-recorded over it for Back to the Future, and I still have that tape to this day. And when I rewind all the way to the very beginning, just before the purple PG graphics of HBO come up, you can see Shelley Duvall talking to the doctor, and it's very creepy.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool that you still have the same tape.
Well, yeah, because Back to the Future is my favorite movie of all time, and it just, I don't know, from the time I saw the movie on this tape, it has just given me such chills to this day whenever I watch it on that videotape. Just makes me feel like I'm 3 years old again.
Yeah, that's why I like tapes also. Brings back the memories, the nostalgia.
Brings back the charm, yeah. So your parents love horror too?
Yeah, they do. I'm trying to think of what were they watching just the other day. Well, there was a Jaws marathon on a week or so ago, and they were watching that. But I have gone downstairs before and heard the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on, and which is kind of funny because my parents are, in their 70s.
Wow. Yeah, my dad, he's not a huge horror fan, but he loves like the classic black and white ones, and he did like The Shining because he loves Jack Nicholson. That's one of his favorite actors, and my mom doesn't like horror at all, but she's become tolerant of it since I've been going to conventions and stuff because she comes with me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, so horror has always been a huge part of my life, just out of my own volition. And, yeah, I just love it. What are your...
Yeah, me too. I mean, I remember also growing up, every Saturday, they would have, like, Saturday, after the cartoons in the morning, they would have two movies in the afternoon. And so they would usually either be a horror movie, a Godzilla movie, and like a kung fu movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and it just depended. They were the horror movies were a lot of times the Universal monster movies or some older horror movies, and then there would be a Godzilla movie and a martial arts movie, and it was like we watched that every weekend.
Yeah.
So I have a strange love of Godzilla and martial arts movies also.
Oh, I love those. That's so awesome. Bruce Lee movies.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what all of those I've seen. It's harder for me to keep track of those. But, yeah, that horror movies I've just been watching there since I can remember.
Yeah, Enter the Dragon is one of my favorite movies of all time.
That's a great one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite horror movie?
Oh, many, many, many. In fact, that was my next question. What are your favorite horror movies of all time?
Well, let's see. Usually my favorite one that I usually say right off the bat is The Evil Dead.
Mm-hmm. I love The Evil Dead.
But if I were going to give you like a handful of my favorites,
yeah,
I would have to say The Evil Dead, Dawn of the Dead,
yes,
Night of the Living Dead, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Jaws, Rosemary's Baby.
mm-hmm.
Those were the main ones that I liked the most. But I mean, I like Fulci Zombie and pretty much anything Tom Savini's been a part of as far as special effects. I like all of the movies he's worked on.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, I would say that those are my favorites.
Awesome.
And of course, I mean, you can't go wrong with, John Carpenter's Halloween and The Thing. It's very hard to just name a few. But yeah, I think one of my favorite one is just always sort of been The Evil Dead, just because the way it kind of came out during a time when in my life where I was really into special effects makeup. So I thought the whole thing was really cool, how they did everything.
Right.
It was comedic, and of course I love Bruce Campbell. I still love Bruce Campbell.
I just met him.
To this day.
Yeah, I just met him a couple of weeks ago. He was a really funny guy.
Oh yeah, I haven't met him yet. I really want to meet him.
Yeah, his appearances are very rare at conventions now. But yeah, I got to meet him at a Comic-Con in Sacramento, and he was a really funny guy. And he was wearing this turquoise blue suit and wearing sunglasses and looking like he just came from a Beverly Hills country club.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I've heard he's really cool too.
Yeah, he is. Kind of a dick, but in a good way.
Right.
My favorite horror movies, though, are like the original Friday the 13th, Dawn of the Dead, 1978, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, Chopping Mall.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
The Alchemist, which a lot of people have never seen, and I'm so shocked. It's a great Charlie Band movie from. It was shot in '81. It came out in '86.
Okay, yeah, I think I remember that one. That's been a long time ago that I've seen that one.
Yeah, that's actually on that tape too, with Back to the Future. And
On the same tape.
yeah, well, my parents left the tape running, and that was a movie that just happened to be on there, and that was my introduction to the movie.
Oh, okay.
And then
I like Chopping Mall a lot too.
Yes, Kelly Maroney and Barbara Crampton are friends of mine, and I'm fortunate enough to interview Kelly Maroney at a festival a couple months ago, and we got it on YouTube and stuff.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I love her. Another one of my all-time favorites is Night of the Comet.
Yes, that's one of my favorite movies of all time, actually. I mean, I know every line of dialogue. I just love that movie. I love it.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to meet her at Cult Classic Convention in September.
Yeah, I saw her advertise that on Facebook the other day.
Yeah, I'm going to meet her there, and I'm really looking forward to that because that's one of my favorite movies, and I'm debating on what to have her sign, either my Night of the Comet VHS tape, or I have a custom zombie cop figure from Night of the Comet. It's kind of like it's a custom figure. Have her sign that.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 8x10s of her and Catherine Mary Stewart hanging on my wall, and I got a Chopping Mall poster signed by her and Barbara. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Other ones I like is Creepshow, Mirror Mirror, Dracula 1931, Halloween 1978. Movies like that. I have a very dark sense of humor. I want to laugh as much as be scared, you know?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, growing up, John Carpenter and George Romero, those were my guys in terms of horror. Like, I looked up to those guys the most. I just loved their storylines. I liked how they portrayed the authority figures to be dumb. I liked all that stuff. Yeah. And I never got to meet George. He died before I could meet him at this one convention that ended up being canceled because of the California fires.
Oh, wow. I met him years ago, and he was really cool. I got him to sign a Night of the Living Dead poster.
Awesome.
But, yeah, he was really cool. I waited in a very long line to meet him, and that was, I don't know, probably 12, 13 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, I wasn't.
A long time ago.
I wasn't even going to conventions then. I just started 2 years ago. I'm getting caught up.
Oh, okay. They're fun.
Oh, they're the best. They're the best. Yeah, I mean, I'm a late bloomer. I started 2 years ago, but like, there's certain things I'm starting to see now, though. Certain celebrities who do signings at conventions, they're only doing it for the money, you know.
Yeah.
Mostly for comic book conventions. That's what I found.
Oh, okay.
But certain ones, yeah. I mean, have you had any bad experiences?
No, I actually have not. Everybody I've met has been really nice and pleasant and grateful that I was meeting them. And I've not had any bad experiences. I know some people have, but I mean, you also got to figure not everybody's going to have a great day every day of their life, you know?
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but I mean, it's human nature. Everybody at some point is going to have a bad day and maybe not be perfectly pleasant.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I have not had any bad experiences.
I mean, generally, I try to avoid the huge ones, the international ones, because I'm in line for hours and I got metal in my leg, and just like I can't stand for that long period of time. It just kills me. But that one I met Bruce at, and I also met Robert Englund there. Those were the exceptions because I got to do press. Yeah. I got to do press for that convention.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I've not met Robert Englund yet either.
Wow. Yeah,
But,
his lines are big.
yeah, I bet. I bet. I waited in line for Kane Hodder for an insane amount of time at Texas Frightmare Weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, it took up half the day just for him. But it was well worth it. He was super cool.
Yeah, I met Kane. He is cool. The funny thing is, this at this one convention, it was a Friday night. I'm meeting Ari Lehman, and he's signing my DVD cover. And Kane comes up and pinched his elbow, and it made him smear his name all over my cover. And I said, if I don't meet Kane Hodder this weekend, I'm gonna count that as his signature.
Yeah.
But he was really cool. I met him that Sunday. I was actually the second one in line to meet him.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah. But like,
yeah, I was in line for a long time.
but who have you met though? I mean, you've met a lot of them.
Let's see, I met Dario Argento.
Oh.
I met George Romero.
Mm-hmm.
Sid Haig. Kane Hodder. I've met Tom Savini a few times.
Mm-hmm.
I met Courtney Gaines from Children of the Corn.
Oh. Nice.
He was so awesome.
Nice.
He was so nice, Courtney Gaines. I've met, who else? Let me think. The same day I met Tom Savini one of the times, I also met mask maker Justin Mabry,
Mm-hmm.
and he sculpted the Bub mask for Trick or Treat Studios.
Wow.
So I had him sign the Bub mask I have from Day of the Dead, and I had Tom Savini sign the mask too.
Nice.
Trying to think of who else. I know there are more, and I've got some on my wall. Oh, I met Tyler Maine.
Oh yeah.
And, like, you know who he is.
Yep.
He was Michael Myers in Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Yep.
Let's see, who else? I know there are more. And I've met Phil Fondacaro, who was in Ghoulies 2, and
Yep.
The Willow.
Yep.
He's little guy, you know?
Yeah, Troll. Yeah.
Yeah, and Troll, right. Phil Fondacaro, he was super nice too.
Nice.
And, oh my God, I know I'm leaving some people out. I've met some people like from independent movies too, like Parrish Randall that was in Circus of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Lillard from Scream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Matthew Lillard.
Ken Kersinger, who played Jason in Freddy vs. Jason.
Yep.
That's all I can come up with for right now.
Well.
That's all I can think of.
Let's see. I've met Michael Berryman and Suze Lanier from The Hills Have Eyes. I've interviewed Suze twice. She's a lot of fun. Judith O'Dea, Night of the Living Dead, and
cool.
Kira Schoen and Russell Streiner and John Russo, Brink Stevens, Larry Cohen. I got a stuffed cup signed by him. Every time yeah, one of the last ones in that batch too. He kept them in his closet for 30 years and brought them out a couple of years ago for the 30th anniversary, and I got one of the last ones. It's signed by him, Lorraine Landon, and Paul Sorvino.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, I'm going to cherish that forever. It's always been a favorite movie of mine. So many people. Oh God, I meet so many millennials who had never even seen that movie or even heard of it. It's amazing.
Excellent.
Don Coscarelli, Adrienne King, who I've had on the show. Tuesday Night, who I've had on the show twice. She's one of my favorite guests. She's a dirty girl, I'll tell you. Love her. Jennifer Rubin, who I've had on the show, played Taryn in Dream Warriors. Yeah, love her. Tom Savini, I've met. I want to meet him again. I got so many posters for him to sign. Bill Moseley, I met. Dee Wallace. Caroline Williams. Her and Linda Blair, they were both twats to me. I did not like meeting either of those
really?
two. Yeah.
I've heard that about Linda Blair before, but I've not heard that about Caroline Williams.
It was a really weird situation with Caroline Williams because I was in line getting a drink at the after party, and she had just judged the stupid contest, and she was just leaving. I hadn't. I'd been looking for her table all day and couldn't find it, and I said, "Hey, Carolyn," and I wasn't asking for an autograph or a picture or anything. I just wanted to tell her how much I loved her work, so I introduced myself. Hi, I'm Tommy Kovac, and just before I could say I loved her work, she started walking away from me, and I was so mad. I yelled, "You fucking bitch! I hope you die like you did in Leprechaun 3."
Oh man!
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I was mad, and everyone in line was like, "Yeah, brother, you tell her."
Man. Yeah, I've not had any negative experiences like that.
Yeah. Well, that's good. But, yeah, those are the only real ones. I mean, there's certain people I've met that, didn't have a great personality when they're not performing, And
Right.
it kind of ruined my day a little bit because I thought they were going to be a little bit more outgoing. But other than that, I've had nothing but great experiences, and I'm just truly blessed about it.
Yeah, that's great.
Did you ever?
It would be disappointing to meet somebody and, have them be jerks or whatever.
Yeah. I wish the Q&As at conventions were a little bit better. Sometimes they can be really boring.
Yeah, I always have big plans to go to all these panels and stuff, but it never ends up happening. I get sidetracked. There's so much stuff going on at a convention that I can't, keep focused.
Well, certain cons I've gone to, the hosts are usually guys who work for the convention center. They have no personality. They're reading off of paper, like they're just phoning it in. Don't know what the movie is about, and they don't engage.
Right.
They don't engage with the guests. They don't engage with the crowd. They look like they don't want to be there. And I just want to get up and say, "Step aside, man. Let me show you how it's done." And
Yeah.
and I've tried to I've tried talking to people, at conventions to let me host the panels and stuff. And I don't know, they won't let me do it for some reason. And I have this fucking podcast to prove that I have qualifications.
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's weird. And I know the big ones, though, they want celebrities. Like, what's his name who just got in trouble? Chris Hardwick.
Oh, yeah.
They say that when he does a Comic-Con panel, he makes it all about him.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Did you ever have a crush on any horror movie actors or scream queens when you were growing up?
Oh, well, Bruce Campbell. I love Bruce Campbell. I also loved Matthew Lillard.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people I liked when I was really, really little had nothing to do with horror. They were just people from the 80s on TV.
Oh, me too.
Like Eric Estrada. Eric Estrada.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, Bruce Campbell's always been my favorite as far as that goes.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And anybody else, if they're not horror related, like another one.
Mm-hmm.
I like. My favorite scream queen of all time would be Linnea Quigley.
Yes, mine too. And she was a big one for me. I got to interview her on here twice, and she interviewed me for her documentary. And it was a nerve-wracking experience because I just remember being 8 years old, watching her movies on USA Up All Night, and, later on masturbating to her, which I told her, by the way. Yeah, I told her, I said that I used to masturbate to her, and she said, "Oh, that's so cute. Was I your first hard-on?"
She seems really cool. My friends that do the Three Guys That Horror podcast,
Mm-hmm.
they interviewed her also, and she just seems really nice. I've not met her yet, but she's definitely one I want to meet for sure. But she's my favorite of all the Scream Queens.
Oh, she's very down-to-earth, very delightful, doesn't have anything bad to say about anybody, and she's also very honest, too, and she's just a very genuine person. I just love her. I adore her.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah, she's cool.
So, what made you decide to start a YouTube vlog series?
Well, I hadn't really considered it before, but a few years ago, one of my good friends passed away unexpectedly from a heart defect that he did not know he had.
Aww.
And he was like somebody that I worked on a lot of horror writing projects with.
Right.
For years, we worked together on projects and short films and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So when he passed away, I didn't really have anybody left to sort of talk about horror with, like he and I used to, like horror and comic books and, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so I decided to start the YouTube channel. I was watching a lot of YouTube at the time, and another guy I'm friends with on YouTube, I had said to him, I'm thinking about starting a channel, I know a lot about horror movies. I've been watching them my whole life. He's like, you should just do it. And so I initially started it as a way to kind of connect with other horror fans.
Right.
So that I would have people to talk about that stuff with again. Because I just didn't have anybody else to talk with that stuff since my friend Jeff had passed away. And it has, blown up into something that I did not expect at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've made some really good friends off of YouTube that I talk to every day. And it's just been a lot of fun, and it's been a lot of fun meeting people. I've met a few subscribers at conventions and stuff that have, come up to me when they've seen me there, and it's just been a lot of fun. And I had no idea when I started it that, anybody was going to pay any attention to it at all. I just was kind of doing it more for myself more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's basically why I started it.
Yeah, what I like about you is that you're so honest and so dry, and you seem like you're a tomboy. It's like a winning combination right there.
Yeah, I definitely am a tomboy. I've always been a fan of the whole skater thing.
Yeah.
And in California, I surfed a little bit, and I've just always, kind of gravitated toward that. But the funny thing about the wearing the hat all the time is the only reason I started wearing, I don't wear hats every day of my life. The only reason I started wearing the hat on the day that I wanted to start my YouTube channel, I needed to color my hair because you could see the roots.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any hair color, so I was like, well, I'll just throw this hat on. And then it turned into this big thing. Everybody liked the hat. I got all these questions about that hat. And it was like, it's probably before you started watching. It was like
Mm-hmm.
Ray Kruger hat with the stripe.
Oh, I never saw you wear that. No.
Yeah, that's like the old hat. Then I got tired of wearing that hat, and I bought a different hat, and it was one that said zombie across the front, and it had a bite taken out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd gotten that one at Texas Frightmare weekend one year, and then a friend and subscriber sent me a hat, and he sent me the Cropsy hat. Which I now am wearing. But yeah, it's funny. People think I'm constantly in hats all the time, and I do have a lot of hats, but you know, most of the time I'm not in them. I wore the hat for the, you know, when I started the YouTube channel because I needed to color my hair. I didn't want my roots all showing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been hanging out with tomboys my whole life. All my friends are girls. I'm much more comfortable hanging out with girls than guys. I've always been that way and stuff. I like hanging out with girls that aren't easily offended and can, you know, be non-judgmental and, you know, appreciate guy stuff and guy humor and all that.
Yeah. I mean, I have a brother, so, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the work I've done throughout my life, I've worked with a lot of guys, so I'm pretty easy to get along with, I think. But yeah, I don't get worried about, I'm not easily offended. The things I'm offended by are things that everyone should be offended by.
Which are?
Like mean people and racist people and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not really offended by a whole lot.
That's awesome. Do you have goals of how long you want to keep at it?
Well, you know, I was thinking about it the other day. I'll probably just keep doing it as long as it's fun, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about it because I don't really pay attention to my, like, subscriber counts and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it kind of makes me, like, feel panicky. Because I'm actually kind of a shy person.
Mm-hmm.
But different people will tell me, or I'll occasionally look, and I just went over 900 subscribers. And, like, I know that's not huge, but it's huge to me because I had no idea that, you know, that many people would want to subscribe to my channel. So I kind of am always pretending like I'm talking to my best friend. so it just kind of keeps my mind off the fact that there could be a lot of people watching.
Well, it's working. I have to say, it's really working.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course. On the personal side, though, what do you do for a living?
I work at a chiropractic office.
Oh, you're a chiropractor?
No, I'm not a chiropractor. I work at the front desk and I assist with some of the therapy in the office. And but I've done special effects makeup and stuff like that before too.
Nice. Wow.
Because I went to film school, so.
Oh, you went to film school? Where?
I went in Ohio, in Toledo, and then after I graduated, I moved to Los Angeles, and I was there for about 18 years. And I worked, like, under a lot of people that, I don't know, a lot of independent projects, some old shows, and some stage stuff, and so that's what I was doing before, and then I moved back to Ohio, which is where I'm from, when my sister had her baby, so that I would be closer to my niece. And so yeah, I ended up working at a chiropractic office, and which I like. I really like the job that I have.
Yeah, I'm trying to move to Los Angeles. I'm driven to become very successful in the entertainment industry. I've been doing comedy since I've been doing stand-up comedy since I was 23. I'm 35 now, and a couple of years ago I had a really bad car accident. I spent 30 days in a coma, and
My.
yeah, and I wasn't driven before the accident. I was drinking a lot and just doing comedy as a hobby, and the accident changed my perspective on life. And I finally realized that I have some talent, and so I'm trying to make the world see it. I mean, I have far less subscribers than you have, but I'm trying to build it.
Yeah, well, I think the important thing is to just be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
The more consistent you are with uploads, and I mean, that's I just upload to upload, and hope people like it, and
Yeah.
it just is what it is. But I think that that's the most important thing, is to just be consistent with uploading and
Stuff.
and,
Yeah.
and like you could do, because I did watch um, uh, some of your podcasts and stuff, and I watched of course I watched the Linnea, or listened to the Linnea Quigley one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you could totally mix it up, and you could add some of your stand-up routines in there too, if you wanted to.
Huh.
And then if people went to your channel, they could see that you did both things. You interviewed people as well as did comedy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do like to tell certain guests jokes and stuff. I like at the end of the episode, especially the ones who are not easily offended. I like to tell them jokes. But are you married with children?
No, I'm not married and I have no kids.
You're so lucky. I am too. I don't have a wife or kids either. We're so lucky.
We're free.
Yeah, we're free. Do you have any tattoos?
Yes, I have two. I have a lotus flower on the back of my neck,
Mm-hmm.
and then across my back I have Asian lettering that's from a piece of art that one of my best friends gave me years ago, and it says friendship.
Mm-hmm.
I have that across my back.
Nice. Yeah. Before my accident, I was always trying to get a tattoo, and now I can't because my system has been fucked with. Since all the surgeries and everything that I went through, it's not a good idea to get a tattoo. But the one I wanted badly, I wanted a tattoo of Bart Simpson mooning. I wanted to put it on my stomach, so my belly button would be his asshole.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be funny.
That would be the perfect
tattoo. Very
tattoo.
weird tattoo.
Yeah. Well, I got this fucking road map scar from my torso to my belly button, and I can't do it now. It would look weird, and plus, I don't think it would be safe at all.
Right. Probably not.
Yeah. And I like to paint my toenails. Do you paint your nails at all?
I usually paint my toenails. I don't paint my fingernails.
Me neither.
Generally, just because of most of the work I'm doing, they would just chip and come off. But I do like to paint my toenails.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite colors?
Orange.
Orange. Do you ever do black?
Yeah, I like to paint my toenails orange, or I also like to paint them purple, or like a dark red.
Yeah, me too. Like red, purple. I like pink with sparkles. I like white French tip sometimes.
Yeah, the pink with sparkles would be really cool.
I don't know. I just like purple with sparkles. To me, that looks really cool.
Yeah, that does look cool. I'm a fan of glitter.
Yeah. What color do you have now?
Now I do not have my toenails painted.
Oh, you do it on special occasions?
Well, I took it off because I had a massage this last week,
Mm-hmm.
so it was kind of chipping, and I removed the rest of it, and I just haven't repainted them.
I see. Yeah. I try to change it like just every couple of weeks and stuff. just the toenails. I will not do the fingernails because I hate having long fingernails, and I have a habit of chewing on them sometimes.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I don't bother painting my fingernail.
Yeah.
Because I bite my nails, and so there's no point in painting them if I'm just going to bite them.
Yeah. So let me tell you a couple of jokes, and then we'll wrap this up.
Okay. Hopefully I get them. Sometimes I'm a little dense on the joke market.
A Catholic schoolboy goes into a confession booth, and he says, "Father, I hate to tell you, I am so embarrassed to tell you this, but I masturbate 5 times a day, and I'm so ashamed because it goes against everything I've learned in Sunday school." And the priest says, "You are forgiven, my son. Please recite 5 Hail Marys and put some ice on that arm." You like that? Let me think. 2 pedophiles are sitting on a park bench. A 12-year-old girl walks by. The first pedophile says, "Hey, will you look at that one?" And then the second pedophile says, "Yeah, she must have been something in her day." That joke, by the way, does not represent my personal beliefs.
No, I didn't figure it did, but that one's a gross one. What a good one.
Thank you so much. Well, Amy, I thank you so much. You're so awesome, and I wish you so much more success with your YouTube channel. And I'd love to have you back on again sometime.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I wasn't sure what to expect, but it was a cool time. So, let me know, and maybe we can set up another one.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That's very nice of you. So,
sure, no problem.
So you have yourself a good night over there. I know it's a little bit later than over here.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's probably around 10 my time, which isn't really that late, but I'm usually up at 5 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I work early. I have animals and all that.
Do you have a farm?
I have chickens,
and
I do have a big garden, but it's not like a big, large farm or anything like that.
Wow. That's awesome.
I'm a big fan of the animals.
Yeah, animals are so cool. I've noticed a lot of Scream Queens are vegans.
Oh, really?
A lot of them, like Linnea, Kelly Maroney is one. God, so many.
Well, I've been vegetarian for a long time, but I'm not completely vegan.
But you do eat healthy then.
I try, yes, but I do eat junk food sometimes.
Oh, we all do that. I'm on a diet right now. I'm just trying to eat healthy and just getting some exercise in and all that. Because after I recovered from my accident, I came out of the hospital weighing like 110 pounds lighter than I was when I went in, and I've gained it all back, and I'm trying to get rid of it. I've probably got about 40 pounds already shedded. I need at least another 50 more.
Well, you can do it.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Amy, and you have yourself a great night.
Thanks a lot, Tommy. I appreciate it. You have a good night, too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, there you have it. Amy's Blair of Amy's Autopsy Report. Ain't she a sweetheart? Thank you so much, Amy. You're a very nice lady and really cool, and I'm glad we got to talk about stuff regarding horror and personal stuff. That was so awesome. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past because the present sucks. Later, dudes.